the other one I would think of, but it's a combo, a hybrid between that and maybe Ed Norton. I don't know why. Something.
Never got
Brian Norton Green.
Do you get someone as a doppelganger? I can't even think.
I used to.
Who?
But I'm not, because I'm the same thing. It's not.
I was like, okay, this is not me saying I think I look like Brian Austin Green.
No. Well, it would be Kurt Cobain and Brad Pitt, but I'm like, it was years ago. And I'm like, I don't think I really look like either one of them.
I could see it though. But no, he didn't tell me about Jeff Probst. He told me about David Beckham, and he told me about Jeff Lewis.
I didn't know he did David Beckham.
Well, I mean, he was saying, like, I do this, like, very famous, like, and listen, I was also asking, because, this is what I do.
Like, who do you do?
Yeah, and somehow, and he was like, this famous, and I was like, well, I mean, David Beckham, and he says that he's traveled with David Beckham.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Like, extensively. Yeah. I was like, there's only
there's
one.
Stories there.
Right, there's only one here. But no, I just called, and I think they just recommended him.
Yeah, he does great men's hair, and Gino. I mean, a lot of them do. So does Ben. We had a lot of, like, Ben does great men's hair. Rigo does great. So anyone that works for me that's listening is like, why didn't you say my name? But off the top of my head, Rigo's great with men's. He does a lot of men. Ben does a lot of men's hair, and so does Gino.
I'm overdue. Like, I need a, like.
How long you in town for?
Until, like, tonight.
Oh, sure.
I know.
So you're not getting another LA cut.
But like, so when I first met him, I was like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm going to be in the Hamptons all summer. So this mess is going to be another mess. But the thing is, now that it's heading into the cold weather, I'm going to be here.
You're not going to be there, right?
Right, I'm going to be here. So now we could, like, really, this is a mess. So,
okay,
like,
we can get you back on track. And also in New York, I have Peyton, Peyton's eclectic. He's eccentric. You never know how he's going to show up to work. One day he could be a priest. One day he's just,
really?
He's a club, he's like a grown club kid. He literally was a club kid. And it's like, it's just, he makes me feel so under when I go. I'm like, wait, you're like, he serves. He's serving. His name is Peyton.
Okay, so I'm going to make a note of this for when I'm in New York.
He's great with men's as well. And he's there full time. I'm there, like I said, every 5 to 6 weeks for 2 weeks at a time. But Peyton's there. And it's like, you don't know what Peyton you're going to get. I mean, he could have green hair. He could have green, red, blonde, anything.
I love that.
From day to day, I'm there for 2 weeks and I don't know what's going to walk in the door.
Interesting.
He's cool. He's got a lot of stories. He's got a lot of life in there.
And you still cut hair? Because I think a lot of people don't realize that you do. I think they just associate you with when and the face of it and, like, behind the business.
I 100%, because that's my fuel. That feeds me. It's my passion. Yeah, I do. That and coloring. I could not, like, she asked me the other day, one of my sisters, she goes, I'm like, I can't imagine just cutting hair. It's like, color is just, because it's a thought, it's an idea, it's, you watch it happen in front of you. Cutting, yes, is the same way, but I'm ridiculously passionate about color.
Are you the type, because we just made it in reference to the fact that I have a mess on the top of my head, which I'm the first one to admit it. Are you the type that, like, you can look at someone and say, man, that is a bad haircut? It's not like, it's not directed towards me, just in general.
I can't turn it off. Even now, Jaren's worked for me, 2 months now? And Jaren's like, thanks, Chaz. I just see it. I'm like, she needs one, he needs one, they need one. You just see it. And I have clients. I love our client. Not that I don't love our clientele in LA. It's different in New York, and you know that. And I love them because they spill so much. They open up so much. And I've found so many that either they're the QVC customer, they've come in and they're like, oh my gosh, my husband, he points out, oh, she needs Wen, or she needs a remoist, or she needs. So once it happens and they tell me the same thing, you just kind of can't turn it off. So yeah, it goes beyond, mine is beyond just the texture of the hair. So she needs color, she needs a glossing, she needs a cut, she needs this. You can't turn it off.
So I walked in, you said, there he is. So great to see him. Look at that awful haircut.
No, I promise it's not. Look that way. Let me see. It's not horrible, I promise. It is not. You're being hard on yourself.
Well, it's not as good as the cut I get at your salon. Gino's from my house.
He's great. Yes.
Like, walk there,
Gino,
walk
he'll
home.
be back.
We love Gino.
Where are you? You don't have to say exactly, but where are you? Well, just give me.
I mean, there's the tall building there. It's, you know where I am? I could say I'm on the Netflix campus. There's a tall building.
Oh, okay.
On the
My
Netflix
God,
campus.
you can walk there.
Literally, this is what
amazing.
I mean.
Oh my gosh, you can throw a stone and hit us.
This
Yes, you're right there.
is how I live my life everywhere. I'm like, okay, let's just look at, what's in the 3-block radius
And what can I
pick
do?
the best stuff. So when I saw yours, I was like, okay, I don't need to look anymore. I'm like, literally you're 2 blocks away.
That's how we find, and it's great, and I'm so grateful. There's a lot of people that come into the New York one, like, how'd you hear about us? Like, oh, I Yelped it, or this, or that. So thank you for the reviews. We greatly appreciate it. But that's how we're getting so many in New York as well. They're like, oh, I just looked up best salon in this area, best salon in New York, and where we're at, and so forth. So we appreciate those Yelps. Thank you.
And I have to say, because, you see things on TV and they often look, but, from what we saw being built from the ground up on Flipping Out, it is, as I can say to everyone listening, it's as much of an experience as you think it's going to be.
I think it only can capture so much on camera. When you walk in, you're like, it is. It's an oasis. It's a sanctuary. It's a Zen garden. It's like in the heart of Hollywood. You're in the middle of all this craziness, and you step in there like, where am I? You got transplant. Some people say Santa Barbara. It's just you don't feel like you're in the heart of the city anymore, because I want you to come in and forget about all that for at least the hour, 3 hours, however long you are there. But it took 9 years to create with him as well. It was over time. It was an evolution.
It was, and now it's done. Speaking of the design of the Chaz Dean Salon and Jeff Lewis, last time we spoke, I know a lot has happened since then. You were, you finished that and you went on some projects with Gage, and, Jeff was upset with you. Chaz is like, are we really going here?
No, we're actually in a good place, right? I'm going to have Thanksgiving with him. Yeah. I'm actually, so we're back. He did, and I'm being honest, he did apologize. He knows he was just hurt at the time. Like, then talk to me. It's like, I'm real. I'm down to earth. If you felt that way, like he said, and this work, but nothing changed our friendship. I'm like, if you didn't mean it, or if you realized you felt differently, then just pick up the phone and let's talk it out and not. So it took time, but we're back on track. I've done his show a couple of times now. Carrie, his sister-in-law, reached out to me when we were in Pennsylvania for QVC, and she's like, hey, can you come for Thanksgiving? And I love it because they are family to me. And it was horrible when we went through that. I miss him. He missed me. We have a great friendship since 2008. It goes back to 2008. So for 15 years. So it's fine. He just said I was hurt by that. I'm like, then tell me. I can't read your mind. So we're good now. Hopefully it stays that way.
How did you, did he just pick up the phone one day? Listen, Jeff has had many falling outs over the years, which it happens sometimes to us. Like, did he just pick up the phone and?
No, he actually texts me, I miss you, can we talk, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, yes. But it's still, even with that, it didn't happen quick because I was in and out of town and things just kept, and then finally it did. And I think he finally asked me, do you want to be on the show? I'm like, I feel like we should talk first before I do the show. Let's talk first. So we did, went to dinner and so forth. And he explained, I'm like, I do get it. And there's always 3 sides to every story. There's their version, that version, and the actual version. So I'm like, I see things differently now, I'll just say, going through that whole experience. And it opened my eyes to things as well.